What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope that you are having an amazing day wherever you are. So, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am excited about today, y'all. So, come on in and say hello. I'm trying to keep hydrated, and so far so good. I'm doing okay about it. So, hey, Melissa Diaz, what's up? Ashley Brown in the house, what's up? Happy Tuesday, y'all. Our favorite day of the whole week, right? Oh, goodness. It's exciting to get to be here with y'all today. So I have had a crazy schedule lately, and work has been so busy, but so amazing, so good. I'm so blessed, and so I can't be mad at it, but just excited to get to be here with you today. So Melissa, thank you for tagging everybody. I appreciate you so much for that. And I need to, I don't think I can even post anything or not. I don't see it, so that's okay. So welcome in, everybody. What's up? How y'all doing? How's there's LaWanda Brown. What's up? I'm wearing your favorite color. You can't really see, LaWanda, but it's green. I know you would like it. The way this lighting is, it's hard to see, but yeah, I'm wearing your color today. So, y'all, man, so much has been going on. I feel like I got a million things I want to talk about, and just only got about an hour. So, but that's a good thing, I guess. That's a good thing to have. A good problem to have. Better than not having nothing at all to talk about. So, anyway, hope y'all are doing good. And, it's, like I said, it's been, gosh, I've been so busy, but, it's just such a blessing. Work is, like I said, work has been just amazing, and God's doing some great, LaWanda, I miss you so much. But God's just doing some amazing things. I pray a lot, like when I think about it, especially, obviously. But God, prepare me for what I'm praying for. Help me to be ready. When it comes, I want to be ready. And so sometimes when blessings come, you better be ready to run. You better be ready to go, because when it happens, you got to be ready. So, that's what I've been doing, is praying that a lot. So, cause man, that's what's happening. The blessings are showing up, but the blessings sometimes are work and opportunity. And so, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to work. You gotta be ready to do the thing you've been praying for, cause sometimes the answer to your prayer requires your action and requires you to do something. And so, yeah, that's what's been going on. It's been just in my business and in work, both have just been busy and just amazing. And yeah, LaWanda, I know that's right. But so it's really like having two jobs. And so again, you gotta be careful what you pray for, because God's been to do it. And then so yeah, it feels like two jobs. So work all day, go home and do a bunch of stuff. And so like I shared with you guys last week, Melissa and I revamped my website. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. Get to it, because it's so good. Melissa killed it. Captured my vision exactly like I wanted, and she knows I'm extra and bougie and all that. So so Melissa, we're getting there. I don't know, we're getting there for the title, but listen, booked and busy. Let's talk about it for a title. How about that? So because that's the season right now, booked and busy, and blessed, because blessed get you booked and busy. And so, anyway, just the website's amazing. So levelupwiththom.com. If you haven't been there, get to it. Go look at it. Go check it out. If you have a desktop, or a laptop or something like that, look at it on the laptop too. It's really, really cool. So I'm so just proud of it, in a good way. So just so thankful to have Melissa in my life, just all the things that God's doing and all the things. So anyway, little sidebar. But when I shared with you guys last week, just kind of feeling like I was, hey Roxanne, feeling, just when I was at the conference, just kind of under, whatever attack or whatever. But coming out of that, man, I feel so fired up this week. Pastor Kim gave us a declaration yesterday, and she shared it, spoke it over us, yesterday. And since I help moderate, we get the notes, and so I read through it, and it was just amazing. And so yesterday, Sunday, even before that, I guess I did get it on Sundays when we got it, right? And so I read through it, and it was just amazing, and just immediately started shifting something in my spirit, y'all, where I just felt some things just shift and lift and kind of start to make a little bit of sense. And so when I went to bed, I was feeling good. I was excited about Monday now. And, several, year or two ago, I used to hate Mondays. It was the worst because I was so stressed out and just didn't know, who was going to do what and how that was going to be and whatever. But, just the Holy Spirit just started to speak to me about some things, and it was just such a blessing. And so yesterday, I had just a little bit of extra time in the morning, and so I turned on some music at home before I even left home yesterday, and I just started speaking that word out, speaking that declaration out, and just started, hearing myself say these things that doors are opening, and false accusations and false rumors are being canceled, and every enemy is coming to peace, and doors are opening, and new opportunities, and the people that I speak with is going to be, it's going to be a good conversation, good connection. There's going to be that it was just amazing. It was amazing. I trying to say it, I'm going to say it wrong, but y'all, something began to move and shift in my spirit so strong and so much. Just when you come through something, it's like you are coming up for air, and we talk about spiritual warfare and all that, whatever, but the Holy Spirit reminded me of something about that, whether it was spiritual warfare or not. That's not the point. The point is that when we go through stuff and we're growing and things are coming to us and God's blessing us, there comes a time where those things are going to be tested, right? We have to walk through the fire to see if the things that are there are supposed to be there. Because if it's supposed to be there, the fire's not going to burn it, right? The fire will not burn us. We'll walk through the fire and our clothes won't even smell like smoke. And so, but the fire comes to test it, right? And so we think sometimes that it's just going to be a bed of roses and life, just, no tests or whatever, but sometimes that happens. And so I was really getting fired up about that. So why should I be discouraged? Why should I get irritated and stressed and feeling fatigued when things come like that? I should be encouraged. We should be excited when we feel the fire, when we feel challenged, when we feel these things, because the things that God is doing in our lives and the growth that we're experiencing sometimes will be tested. And so if it's God, if it's true, if it's covered with his anointing, let's go, God. Let's walk through this fire and let's burn off some of this crap that's not supposed to be on us so that we can move forward with the things that you're supposed to do. And so, speaking that word over myself yesterday, just like I said, fired me up. And it reminded me that, that God has got us, and decreeing and declaring that, especially in my work life, this is there's a lot to doing the job that I do, y'all, where we have to build relationships, and you go and you give and pour out all day, and you're in and out and going, and doing all these things, right? We're trying to build relationships with people who aren't interested in building a true relationship. We are dealing with people who are in it for themselves. What can you do for me? Right? How can I manipulate you into doing something for me? I may not ever reciprocate that, and they're not always loyal and true. And so these are all the things you constantly are dealing with, two-faced people or that type of stuff. And so, building those true, honest relationships, when you identify them, they're golden. And so that can play on your emotions. That can play on you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually even. I pray, God, help me, connect me with the right people at the right time for right now in my life. Help me to, take this job that I love, and it's a ministry to help other people, and help me to be able to speak to the right, to the families, and share this and all these things and do this stuff right. and so figuring out that I have, right, the power of life and death, the life and death are in the power of our tongue, our words, right? And so starting off yesterday, speaking this positivity and this breaking things and junk off, literally has just been so refreshing, right? Because I can choose what I say. I can choose how I react to stuff. So God, it's none of my business if their intentions are wrong. My heart has to stay right. I have to keep me right with you, God, and then you're going to bless me. You use my enemies to bless me, God, because they won't have a choice but to bless me, because favor follows me. Favor literally runs and chases me down, because if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, my heart's right, then that's just how this works. And so, like I said, I don't know if any of you even saw that declaration, if you caught it, but man, it really just was, just like I said, so nice to feel like that some of that stuff that I was feeling, that not necessarily weight, but just I knew that it was because I was about to go to the next level, and I had stuff I was working on and coming and all those things, right? And so it just got me fired up. And so I pray that you guys are feeling some shift and feeling that breakthrough and feeling that. So if you're not, then I pray that today is an encouragement to you, because what we say is so important. And so when I got a hold of that, man, I shared it with my team at work, my boss, and we had a meeting earlier, and I spoke it over us. And so I'm just thankful that there's that space that I can even do that, and so just having this opportunity, when you do the right things, blessings, like I said, they just come and they follow us and all the things. And so I just feel excited about what's coming and what is right now. And so with with all the opportunities and all the book stuff that God is blessing me with the publishing, and getting to read these stories is powerful. And some of the new opportunities and all these new things God's got me doing. Angel, are you feeling it? Yes, I love that. I love it. Genevieve, welcome in. I saw you say hello. But y'all, there's just some things I don't know why we put up with feeling junky, right? That's a good way to put it, I guess. But we walk around sometimes just feeling junky, at least I have. And, but man, grabbing a hold of that and really just saying it out. I walked around my house and just started, our dogs think I'm crazy anyway. You should see them. They just look at me like, what are you doing? And, I'm just saying this out, and I'm decreeing and declaring and claiming it, and just worshiping and thanking God. And then, like I said, yesterday was just an amazing day, and I just felt it all day long, and just things were shifting and happening, and just felt such peace and such excitement, and I worked late even, I didn't get home until 7 o'clock last night, but I still felt so incredibly blessed and excited, that things were happening. And so, but sometimes we just have to get a hold of ourselves, and just be able to speak out positivity. And, of course we're going to be attacked. The enemy hates us, right? The enemy doesn't want us to be positive and help people and do all these great things. But, we have to get through that and understand who we are, that we don't have to sit there in that. Let's take God's word and use it to encourage ourselves. Pastor Kim tells us all the time and reminds us that the same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives inside of us. So we can pray for ourselves. We can decree over ourselves. We can do that for ourselves. And so anyway, that's how I was feeling, about all of that. So, but like I said, just the things that God is doing, there's just, it's mind blowing when you pray about something and you literally see God doing it. And like I said, sometimes the answer to our prayer equals work, right? And so we get busy, we get booked because we're blessed. And so, you got to understand that if you're praying for stuff, you may have to get to work. You may actually have to go purchase the items to put together to do the thing that you're praying for, right? And you have to step out in faith, and you have to do things that you may, you may not, oh, okay. Sorry, I had to respond to a message. So, hopefully some of that meant, it's resonating with you guys, because, oh, Dr. Perry, don't not rub it in at Costa Maya. That's amazing. Thank y'all for getting on here with us. I love that. So, love you guys. I hope you had a good birthday, Dr. Perry. So blessed, sometimes we don't think about blessed as being busy, making us busy, right? Or we have to work and do something for it. And so, my prayer is like, God, if you'll just open the door, then I'll do it. Lindsay, what's up? I'll walk through the door if you, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. Talk among yourself. Jada, what's up? I'm glad you got on here. Okay. Sorry, I needed to answer that question. So sorry. Y'all, thank you for being on here with me today on this Tuesday. I hope that you guys are getting something out of this and at least just feeling excited and, all of that stuff. But I really been feeling like that lately. Blessings and blessed has been work, right? It's opening doors of opportunity that we have to walk through. And so I guess I never really thought about it before. So Dr. Destiny in the house, yeah, absolutely. Ashley, you're funny. So, but yeah, doors of opportunity opening means sometimes you have to do work. You have to, move and do and whatever. So, it's, just been incredible because with that comes the strength to do it, right? And so, honestly, sometimes at the end of the day, I'm spent, being at 100 all day. I can be spent, by the end of the day. But I just pray, God, thank you for this opportunity. Give me strength to do what I need to do. And I've said this before, and it's not a complaint or not a negative thing, but starting a business and doing ministry and doing these things is work. And so it takes hours and hours and hours behind the scenes. Melissa and I were on the phone for a few hours last week, redoing some things and really talking through some stuff and working through some stuff. So it takes hours to do these things, but God puts the right people in your life and it just flows and it comes so natural, and it just, you just get it done and look back and don't even realize, like you guys that are mamas, you guys just are incredible, the things that you do, and, work all day and take care of kids all night and do all the things. And, it's incredible what God will give us strength to do. And so, but being blessed and booked and busy takes work. And so, God's not going to bless you if you're lazy, and God's not going to bless you if you aren't faithful to do what you need to do, with what you've got. Just like the story about the people that were given talents, right? In the Bible, they were given talents, and the whole gist of it was they were supposed to multiply their talents and bring it back. And the person that was given one talent buried their talent and didn't do anything with it because he was afraid. And so, we have to take our talents, the things that God has given us, and use those to work, to do, to minister to people, whatever that looks like, and then it gets magnified. And so, I think sometimes that, I've been guilty of thinking, oh, blessings are, just free. And not that God doesn't bless us and love us, and that's not what I mean, but blessings and open doors mean you have to have action with that, right? You have to walk through the door. You have to do something with it. On my work side, if I don't follow up, if I don't do the things, then the business doesn't keep coming. On my business side, if I don't react to people, if I don't respond to people, if I don't, do the things that I say I'm going to do, then the business isn't going to continue, right? I'm not going to continue to get business. And so it's like with everything. And so, but like I said, it just fired me up to decree and to declare those things over myself this week. And then being able to share that with the people that I work with, and, and just being able to tell them and speak that over them. It's just been incredible, that this is our right. God loves us. And so, I know, I see Angel on here, and she's, getting ready to do a conference, just in a few weeks. So Angel, you need to drop those details if you have them. But, I'm so excited for you, because I know it's going to be powerful. Like, we talked, and Angel just gone through, this enormous loss, but she still has an assignment. She still has something that God has given her to do that's so powerful that God is going to use. And so even when we feel weak, we are strong. He makes us strong and helps us to do the things that we, are supposed to do. And so, I know that, thank you, Melissa. I know that it's going to be even more powerful because of the faithfulness of her heart to push through this and still do this conference. It's no small feat, to put one of these things together. And so, it's, when we encourage each other, sometimes without even knowing it, we walk through these things and we just keep it moving. We just got to keep going. And we have this assignment. We have this stuff that we have to do, and we just do it. And, yes, thank you, Angel and Melissa, for that. Y'all go check that out. It's going to be powerful. Some of the stuff we've talked about, it's going to be amazing. So, Angel, you already know I'm praying for you, and I'm just so encouraged by the fact that you're pushing through, and so that's what I've been talking about, y'all. Being blessed and being assigned something, it literally is like it pulls you along, and even though we walk through stuff, Psalm 23. I love it. Even when we walk through the valley and we go through those times, He's still with us, and we walk through it, right? We walk through the fire, through the things that test us to our core, and have to keep pushing it and keep it going. So, yeah, absolutely, Angel. You absolutely right. So we have to, we have to keep doing what we're supposed to do. So, like I said, sometimes you have to speak it over yourself, and you have to take authority, for yourself. And, Ariane is here. Yes, thank you. I know, I can't wait either. I am going to be doing another conference here in Oklahoma City in September. That's, actually going to be September 18th and 19th this year. And so we don't have any really into the details except for when and where. So I guess that's some of the details, right? Because again, that was an assignment, and so God's working it out. So yeah, we're going to have a Uncommon Thread. We're working on the title. Uncommon Thread Conference here, Oklahoma City, September 18th and 19th. It's a Friday and a Saturday. And now that we got, what's up, Melissa Eisman? Welcome. Now that we've got our feet wet and we've done one, it's the next one's going to be even better. So, and Scott, what's up? Welcome, you guys. And so, there's just, some powerful things just coming. And I know that since He works all things together for our good, that, the conference in September is going to be just off the charts, just because of the things that I've done this year and all the things God is allowing me to do and blessing me to do and all of those things. And so, but, I will say that it already doesn't look like I thought that it would, right? It's only basically March, right? Next week is March, which is crazy. But God, it like I said, it already doesn't look like I thought that it would at this point. And so I still have to trust God that He's going to bring it all together, and I'm going to try to, do what I'm supposed to do, but not control it. Okay, God, if it's not time yet, It will be. And it's going to come together so well. When you're surrounded with the right people, things just click into place, right? And so the details are there. Some of the details, I mean, as far as like, some of the people, but God's going to work it out. And so, September feels so far away, but it also feels like it's going to be quick. And so, anyway, if you're anywhere close, I would love for you to plan to be in Oklahoma City in September, because I promise y'all it's going to be amazing. And anyway, there's going to be much more to come with that. But again, that's what I was saying. There is work in blessings. When we receive blessings, there's work to be done with it. You can't just sit on it. You can't just say, "Oh, thank you God for this talent. Now I'm not going to do anything with it. Thanks God for opening this door. I don't want to really walk through it. I just want to see if you'd really open it for me." No, we have an assignment. We have things that we have to do with the blessing. And so He gives us, like I said, the opportunity and the ability to do it. And so, yes, Ashley, can't wait to see you for it. But, like I said, y'all, when I first got on the call today, it feels like there's just so many amazing things happening that, I just wanted to share. But it comes with obedience. It comes with those hours and hours and hours of behind the scenes working and doing and developing and redeveloping and rethinking and praying and asking God to open the doors and show me how to do, hey Susan, what's up? Welcome. I'm so glad you made it in. And so, but when you just get where you're supposed to be,
you have not subscribed to this function.
It feels so good. Even though it's so much work, it feels so good. And so, I just, even on hard days, even on days where I don't feel it, right? I don't feel it. Those are the days where you have to really know it, right? You have to know it here. And so then you can pull from that on some of those days where, it's gray skies and doesn't, don't feel like, it's just not all that. But, I just want to encourage you guys today that, we can choose, and the words that come out of our mouth are so powerful, and we can help shift, what's going on around us, and be, encourage ourselves. And so, that's why I'm thankful for the people around me, because, they keep me encouraged. And we push each other. And, I tell you, thank you so much, Jada. I love you and I appreciate you. Being on the phone with Melissa, and we're working together and we're doing all these things. I push her and she pushes me. And it's such a beautiful thing where, I talked to Angel last week, and I'm pushing her and she's pushing me, and we're pushing and, loving each other. And that's the beautiful thing, is there are people that want to see you win and want to genuinely care about you and really do pray for you. That's one thing that I don't play about. If I say I'm going to pray, I'm going to pray. I don't lie about I never lied about my kids being sick when they were young. I never called in and said that the kids were sick if they weren't sick, because I'm not playing about that. And I don't play about, if I say I'm going to pray for you, I will. But yeah, we sure do, Angel. We got some pushy people up in here. Yep, that's exactly right. And so, but y'all, busy sometimes means work. And, God will give me just stuff. I called Melissa this morning. I was like, okay, this is what I'm thinking now. I think I need to do this. And so she's like, okay, let's go. And so that's what I'm thankful for is having support, of when God says something that sounds outlandish and sounds big and all these crazy things that, yes, Ashley, words do matter, but you know, it's just exciting to see because, y'all, if God does it for me, he's gonna do it for you. I mean, it's not that I'm better than you at all. It just means that there are things when God tells me to do it, I will do it. I will do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And we just start figuring it out. And we just work out the details as we go along. And I've learned so much in the past few weeks even. And so I have to continue to remind myself that I have to continue to grow and learn. And just because I think I know how to do something, the more you grow, the better you get. And so, because now that I'm at this place, you know, whatever this place is, okay, now I see it differently. So now I need to push myself to do it better, to refine it a little bit more, and you know, and figure out what that might look like. And so, so blessings and work go hand in hand. And so, I'm just thankful for, you know, all of the doors that God is opening, and just the ability to do it, and, you know, just encouraging people along the way. I mean, yesterday, y'all, just after saying that declaration over myself and over the team I get to work with, a door literally opened that doesn't necessarily open, right? To be able to be in a big hospital system and get a referral from an outside source and be able to walk in and get to see a case manager is almost like getting to see Jesus, because they're so locked down, right? Arian, you probably know, and Susan, you guys understand how these things are, but it was literally like I felt like that was what was happening. The door was literally being opened, and this referral came, and I got to go spend, you know, a few minutes with the case manager, ended up knowing one of the other ladies in there, and had this great conversation with her, got her cell phone number, which is literally like winning the lottery, and so just kind of making that connection. Y'all, that was work, right? I had to put myself in that situation. I had to open my mouth and speak and share and do those things. And so ended up with her cell phone number. Today she texted me about something else. It was another question that she had that I was able to reach out to somebody else that I know and potentially help them. And so it was this reciprocal thing that I know that God did that, but it took work. I had to go as fast as possible. I had to go and find them, you know, somebody led me to them. There's some of these hospital systems, y'all, if you don't think about this, but they're just not easy to find. You know, you have to park, and you have to walk in and figure out what elevator and what tower this is in, and go to the right floor, and then they're hidden sometimes in where their offices are, and so you got to navigate through all of that and find them, and they're busy, and so to have that moment was such a massive answer to prayer that I literally I couldn't even react in that moment until later. And I was literally just like, I got back in the car, you know, after all that interaction, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that just happened. And just so thankful for every little thing. That's the thing, y'all. God notices stuff like that. God notices when we're thankful for blessings, and He notices when we notice that it was Him that answered our prayer. When you've been fasting and praying and asking God, and it happens, you better be thanking God, because He notices that. He notices when we notice. He notices when things happen and doors open, and we give Him praise for it, and we say, thank you, God. Thank you for that. God, I know that you helped that happen, and I know that you blessed me with this opportunity. And so thank you for that. Thank you for that. Help me to, I literally say, God, give me the words to say. Help me to say the right things. And he really, really did. And so, I chalk nothing up to luck and just being at the right place at the right time. That was definitely divine intervention. God literally allowed that to happen. And so it was a blessing. Everything worked exactly like it was supposed to. And I had an opportunity to be in front of the right people to showcase what I get to do, right? A gift, a talent that I have or that I get to do. I had an opportunity to do it. I couldn't shrink down. I couldn't shy away. I could not speak. That was my moment. And so I had to be ready. So I walked in there boldly. It was a great conversation, like I said. And so, it's hard to explain how big that was if you've never had to do it. Because it takes so much work. It takes so much work in and out and taking stuff and remembering everybody's birthday and remembering everything they like and don't like and remembering all this stuff is just incredible. This thing that we do. And so being able to be in that moment really was such a God thing, and so I just was so thankful for, again, the moment. And so, God, thank you that this blessing required work, but you gave me the strength to be able to do it. You gave me the opportunity. You gave me the words. You gave me the boldness. You gave me the esteem to do it, right? And so I boldly stepped in and was able to have those conversations, and and it was just like that. And so, I just feel, even on the days where it's tough, even on the days where I don't physically feel like I can take another step and walk into another place and have another conversation, and, all the things that it entails, when we do it, and then you see it paying off is just incredible. And so, but like I said, it takes work. It takes work and consistency and follow up and follow through and all of those things. And so, I understand why God gave me the business that He gave me, because it parallels what I do, for my day job. It really parallels it in a lot, because my ethics and what my the pride that I have in my work, it carries over. And so it really has prepared me for so many things, to have conversations with people. And this morning I had a great conversation with someone from a radio station, and God's really moving in some areas that I really feel like it's going to be a good thing. And so, had a great conversation, talked through some stuff, and okay, God, you opened the door, I walked through it, I had the conversation, so now it's up to you, God, for what happens from here. And I pray for wisdom, I pray for strength, I pray for making the right decisions, and bringing the right people. God, help me be wise, give me wisdom so that I don't make the wrong decisions and make things that aren't supposed to be. But God, if you open the door, I will walk through it. And so those are the things that are happening. And so that's what I want to encourage y'all with, is it's not like that every single day. There are tough days. There are days where it's hard. It's hard to keep going and pushing and keep things, moving. But those are the days where maybe our things are being tried by fire. Okay, God, I don't know what needs to be burned off of me, but let it burn. Let this crap burn off me, because I can't be booked, busy, and blessed if I've got junk hanging on me that's not supposed to be on me. And so, I get in my head some days. I focus on the wrong things. I get frustrated because like I said, some people just don't have all the right intentions, but I have to recenter myself and refocus myself on why I do what I do and who I do it for. And that helps me to shift back to what I need to focus on. And so I literally was thinking about this on Friday. It was just the week that was just so much, right? And so by Friday I was physically exhausted. And I was thinking over the weekend just about how that felt like a Peter walking on the water moment, because I took my eyes off Jesus for just a second and was looking at the storm and all the junk around, that's happening, and I had to get my eyes back on Jesus, and then I was able to like I said, recenter, refocus, and regroup. And so anyway, if you're going through something today, I just pray that you will find the strength to speak life over yourself, and to really just decree and declare that doors are opening, and that you're going to be have great conversations that's going to be respectful, and they're going to be a blessing, and all of these good things that are yours. And so God, if there's stuff that needs to be burned off, burn it off so we can move forward. And so anyway, I love y'all so much, and I pray that something I shared with you today was a blessing to you. And I'm just so excited about all the things God's doing. And Angel, I love you so much. And I say all the time, watch my fruit, watch your fruit. It's such a reminder for me. Watch my fruit, Thom. Watch your fruit. And so because that's a God, brag on God. A couple of years ago, Pastor Kim, she had that thing where we were bragging on God about everything. And so these aren't boastful things about Thom. These are boastful things about God and bragging on God, because he's doing some good stuff. And so thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you so much. So be encouraged, y'all. People are praying for you, and good things are coming. And so be encouraged. And I just pray, like I said, on those hard days, man, just remember you can push through, and just recenter. God, help me to recenter and refocus, and keep me going. And so anyway, I pray that y'all have an amazing rest of your week. I know some parts of the world here is getting tons of snow. It's 70 degrees here today in Oklahoma City, or 69 is what the car says. But it's a gorgeous day. We need some rain because I know it's getting dry. But listen, I'm never mad when I get to see the sun, and it feels good. So anyway, I'm praying for you guys. I love y'all. And like I said, booked, busy, and blessed sometimes requires work. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. We say that at work. And I pray that you, like I said, you have a blessed and amazing rest of your week. And speak life over yourself. Decree and declare these great things that are happening, and focus on those good things. And so pray for me, pray for Level Up Publishing Company, that God will send the right clients, and I will connect with the right people, and I'll have strength and wisdom to do all the things that God has for me to do. So Melissa, thank you so much for being on here. I love you more than my luggage. And if you know me, I love my luggage because I like to travel. So I can be packed and out in a minute. So anyway, y'all be safe. I love y'all. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.